Touch his hair, his shoes untied, tongue gaping stare. Could I have been a magnet for money? Could I have been anyone other than me? 23, I'm so tired of life, such a shame to throw it all away. The images grow darker still. Could I have been anyone other than me? In the night, I look up at the sky, my mouth is open wide. Lick and taste, what's the use in worrying? What's the use in hurrying? Turn and turn, we almost become dizzy. I am who I am, who I am. Well, who am I? Requesting some enlightenment. Could I have been anyone other than me? In the night, sing and dance, I play for you tonight. The thrill of it all. Dark clouds may hang on me sometimes, but I work it out in the night. I look up at the sky, hey, my mouth is open wide. Lick and taste, what's the use in worrying? What's the use in hurrying? Turn and turn, we almost become dizzy. Falling out of a world of lies. Could I have been a dancing Nancy? Could I have been a dancing Nancy? I could have been anyone. Could I have been anyone other than me? In the night, sing and dance, la la la, hey la la la, hey la la la. Sing and dance, la la la, hey la la la, hey la la la. Sing and dance, I play for you tonight. The thrill of it all. Dark clouds may hang on me sometimes, but I work it out in the night. I look up at the sky, hey, my mouth is open wide. It can taste what's the use in worrying? What's the use in hurrying? Turn and turn, we almost become dizzy.
It's your boy Concert Viz 34 back at home.
What up? What up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34.
Yep, so your boy Concert Viz 34 coming to you here.
What up? What up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34. Aria. Okay, so this is Aria, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your love for the Dave Matthews Band.
I've been a fan of the band since April 28, 1998. And if you recognize the date, that's when Before These Crowded Streets was released.
Alpine is definitely a better venue than Summerfest, but we'll take it. I think I've been going to shows for about 20 something years.
I always tell people, like, compare DMB to now to when I first started, and I got started, in my opinion, I feel like I got started late. Like, I was at the very end of the band's prime. I feel like that 03 to 06 was like the end of the prime. 07, 08 was like, you know, we're at the very end, and then when Roy passed.
But Dave really, this is the thing. Dave has put, Rashawn has been assigned the quarterback of this team. He is the coach, the play caller. He designs the jams. Dave just shows up and plays whatever he's going to play. What up? What up? It's your boy ConcertViz34. I'm on Instagram Live right now and also on YouTube. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is a Dave Matthews Band post-show stream. We're going to be looking at the show tonight. And what a show we had. What a treat. And this show was actually shortened, 17 songs, no encore, due to the fact that there was no, and due to the weather out there in Rogers, Arkansas. Some heavy storms were in the area all night, and due to the oncoming storm getting worse, they stopped the show early. And this is the last show before they take some time off. They'll be back November 5th for Columbus, Ohio. And what a show. We get a couple of things a couple of different songs that they put in here that make this thing come to the next level, right? And in a moment, we're going to be comparing Rogers, Arkansas from tonight to Orange Beach, Alabama from 2018. And we'll do a little bit of a breakdown from there. If you're on Instagram Live, pull up to YouTube. Now, I'm going to show you guys that are on IG Live how to do that real quick. So here we go. If you're watching on IG Live, you're going to search Concert Viz 34 into YouTube, and then you'll see your boy right there. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, or just join in. If you guys, again, are watching on YouTube, on Instagram Live, you'll be able to see. This is the video right here. So if you're on Instagram Live and are watching this, you can watch it on YouTube by clicking this button. I'm going to be logging off of Instagram Live in just a moment, as there's a lot of visual things you'll be able to see on the YouTube platform that you can't see on Instagram Live. Connor, what up? I see you, Connor. I see you on YouTube and I see you on IG Live. So thank you for the support. Encore, Connor is saying that Encore would have been something like Windows and Shaking Like a Monkey. Possibly. We really don't know. But the set they came out with was so much, a lot of fire. And I'm actually gonna let me cut this off here on. Okay, if you're on Instagram Live, again, YouTube Concert Viz 34. You go on Twitter, there's a link on my Twitter, Concert Viz 34, same spelling as Instagram. We're gonna log off of Instagram Live, and again, you could catch me on YouTube. All right, so now we're just exclusively on YouTube. We're gonna pull up this set list. If anyone was there, I know Sam I Am on Twitter was at the show. And let me see if which is at CGary78. Here's a photo from the lawn area. So pretty cool here. Now this, shout out to Sam I Am or at CGary, because I wasn't sure if this show was going to go on, right? I looked online and I saw there was rain and thunderbolts on the weather forecast, but they indeed did go on. And that's where, this is right before showtime. You see people with everything's in plastic bags over here, protecting whatever they purchased. A lot of people have ponchos and jackets on. There's something about these southern venues. I think of Dallas. I think of Houston. I think of Rogers, Arkansas. I think of Tampa. So it's interesting how these venues that are in, some of these are in Tornado Alley. Some of these are just in venues where tropical storms and winds can do some damage. They seem to have the most rinky-dink pavilion coverings. It's very interesting how down south, we're up in the Northeast, and now the Northeast venues are a little bit older. So I think the newer venues, they wanted to save money and make a lighter covering. But it's interesting how if you look at this picture, there is, this roof isn't really solid, right? A storm comes like this, there's all these little tents here, right? And this is a venue that, they don't get 1 million shows a year. They still get some good shows. But it's interesting how these venues down south are very open air and really open air, where if you go to amphitheaters here in the Northeast, you at least have a solid roof over your head. And I think that just may be, again, it is hot, so maybe the roof would, be a lot. I don't know, but it seems like the venues in the Northeast have more solid roofs and more supportive roofs for a storm or like a thunderstorm. If you're in the pavilion, you're good. But you look here, it looks, again, same thing with Dallas, same thing with Houston, Austin, Texas. Their amphitheater at the racetrack doesn't even have a roof. So it's very interesting that I've just noticed that there. What's up, John? How's it going? Oh, John, I saw your post. I meant to comment on, message you. I saw your post about Kacey Musgrave. Yo, that's my girl. Ever since what was it? Kacey Musgrave. I saw her at Farm Aid a couple years ago, but even before that, I remember she was supposed to open for John Mayer, and then John had to get throat surgery. So she was supposed to be the opener on that tour, but Kacey Musgrave got boxed out of the country. Her new album doesn't qualify for country, which is crazy. When you look at what does qualify for country is more pop than her. Yeah, Farm Aid 20. Oh, yo, she was looking worn. Yo, she had that little the blue jean jacket. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, let me stop. Stop. That's not what this show's about, folks. But anyway, so let's take a look at this set list. So here we go. We have a JTR into Crash Into Me. That is a crazy combination. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna see if that's ever been done. So we're gonna actually see with the Ants Marching search engine, JTR. More songs. And Crash Into Me. You got your ball, you've got your chain. Oops. Okay, so this is a cool thing here too. Let's pull this up. This is the shows where Crash Into Me. This doesn't count tonight. Ants Marching is a little bit behind as far as plugging the stats into the system. But for those who don't know, this is antsmarching.org. This is the times that Crash Into Me has followed JTR. 6/4/2000, Deer Creek. 7/30/2000, Marysville, California. It's in Northern California. 12/7/2000, Gund Arena. That's just the Quicken Loans Arena, whatever it is now. I think it's something else now. Rocket Mortgage, whatever that arena is in Cleveland, right by the ballpark. It used to be called Gund Arena. 12/7/2000, and then 8/2/2006, Blossom. So tonight was the first time since 2006 that we've had a JTR into Crash Into Me. These are the 4 songs. Shout out to antsmarching.org. These are 4 shows right here. Just to zoom in right here. These are the 4 shows. This was the 5th time tonight that we've gotten JTR into Crash Into Me. So shout out to antsmarching.org. I'll move that back over. But that's an awesome thing. And then you get a Warehouse into Hello Again. I mean, what a start to a show, right? They're pulling out all the punches. P&P to Rapunzel, sweet. The 7 You and Me that's where you go to the bathroom. Then we get Recently Granny Nancy's. When the World Ends. Say Goodbye, Bye You, Typical Situation, So Damn Lucky, Ants Marching. Now, we have a couple songs that have this is the 3rd or 2nd play. First is JTR. First time it's been played at the venue. It's the 3rd time this tour that JTR has been played. Hello Again, the 3rd time it's been played this tour, which I like. I love how they're only playing this rarely. I love how they didn't open up the tour with this song. Oh, they should play Hello Again. No, it has nothing to do with coming back in that manner. But again, they're bringing that back. Recently, the 2nd time it's been played all tour, Typical Situation. We talked about it a couple streams ago. It's gotten less plays as more rarities get higher plays, but you get 2 of 2 here. So they give a great show to a market, this southwestern part of the South, the southwestern part of the South, which isn't going to really get. This is the only show many people are going to get in this area of the country: Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana. This is the only show you're getting all year. So I think this is a beautiful thing that they added some rarities. Say Goodbye is the 5th one, right? And then Crash Into Me only the 4th time. So you have some rarities. You have 2 repeats from the night before, Dancing Nancy's and When the World Ends, or not from the night before, from Monday. But everything else hasn't been played in a while. Look at that. JTR hasn't been played in 28 shows. Crash Into Me, 18 shows. Hello Again hasn't been played in 35 shows. First time played since July 31st, 2021. recently has not been played since July 30th of 2021. Awesome. That's freaking awesome. Typical situation. Last time played in July. Look at 1, 2, 3. 3 songs have not been played since July in the middle of the week, Arkansas. That is great set listing. That is great selection. That is great variety. And I know people saying, oh, the encores are predictable and they're just rotating songs in and out. No. This to me is the best tour in a while. I would just say, me personally, this is the best tour since 2013, bar none. Between the way the band sounds, the mix, right, the joy on stage, the variety that you are getting. Yes, you could go to 2 shows in a row, or you could go to 1 show, skip a show, and then go to the next show. And sometimes you get the same type of set. You get the same song sometimes. But you are still getting some great one-off shows in the middle of a week. Now, I want to compare this show. In a moment, we're going to compare, but one thing I want to go before we compare it. This was there was, shout out to DMB Society. They mentioned that this was the 1000th. We were, okay. Let me just see. I'm getting some information here. And shout out this to C Gary 78, aka Sam I Am on Twitter. All right, so we're gonna see if Sam I Am replies. But let me just make sure that we look at this in the context. It was 1,000th known Dancing Nancy's that we had, and let me just show you why. So you look here, fully played Dancing Nancy's 1,000. This includes Dave and Friends, Dave solo. We're at 23 Dave solo, 191 Dave and Tim, 115. You guys can see there, 15 Dave and Friends, 775 Dave, 775 DMB full band. There's one with just Dave, Boyd, and Stefan, right? But this is 1,000, the 1,000th known performance of Dancing Nancy's. And this is why. Let's go to 1991. If you look here, there's a bunch of sets that are unknown in Seville. We know they played these nights. There's records of them playing at these venues, but the set lists are unknown. So let's look at the South Street Warehouse, right? The set list for this show is unknown. So just keep that in mind when you, and that's not the knock. And shout out to DMB Society. They do a lot of great compiling of data and stats. Shout out to the DMB Almanac. Shout out to Ants Marching. Shout out to DMB Gorge Crew. They do a lot of, they pull that set list for you, make a nice graphic of it. But keep in mind that just for context, that even though it says 1,000 right here, right? You see that 1,000, that's the 1,000 known versions of this. A lot of these in 91 and even 92. Look, if we go to 92, right? Set list unknown. The red is set unknown, right? That's a lot of shows. You got to assume they were playing Dancing Nancy's because they played in November of, the first Dancing Nancy's was in November of 1991 as far as the full band.
1992 shows by tour.
Oh.
Miscellaneous 1992, 15.
Oh, was it? I don't know what I just hit, but it just played the audio. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Mike Wilson. We'll get to your comment in a moment. Thank you, Mike, for always being on. Hockey's back, right? Avs are playing the Blackhawks tonight. I know some of the Canadian teams, Maple Leafs, I believe, had a home game. Yeah, so you look at this. This is 93, right? Wetlands Preserve. We don't know the set, right? All this is 1993, so this is a couple years in. And then even going, let's see, 94. See, a bunch of sets are unknown. So there's definitely been more than 1,000 Nancy's played. Yeah, Mike says go Flames. Yeah, go Flames. Except when you play the Flyers in a couple of games. Let's go Flyers. So we have. This is what Mike says. It boggles my mind that Dave can leave amazing songs like recently are typical off the sets for 30 shows and then just bring them back randomly. It is amazing that can happen because they're such great songs. Especially just to bring it back. Like when we look at that 37 shows, that's crazy. And recently, same thing. Now, here's the thing. For those two songs, I'm going to give Dave this. These songs have been played so much over time. And again, of what we know, again, I just mentioned we don't know a lot of this, right? 606 versions of recently. Look at over here. Look at 1993. This is 1993, that long one right here. So I think the big thing is with those songs recently, then we go to Typical Situation. One of the reasons that we have so many of these that can just pop back, Dave has played these so many times, 493 playings that we know of, right? They played at the first show, 314. So we know some of those set list unknowns, they were playing Typical Situations. They didn't have many songs. So we could probably add another 20 or 30 between 1991 and 1994. Guaranteed 20 or 30 of those because of how much they were playing it, right? And 93, we have the most plays of there. And that's again where we have a bunch of sets that are unknown. So I think that these songs, the reason Dave can bring them back like this, first of all, the thing is, Dave is in between the person who plays the same set every night and the person who plays different stuff every night, like Humphreys McGee, Grateful Dead, right? Fish, those bands. He's in between that and he forgets lyrics. But he has been programmed so much with songs like this that he can kind of bring them back, but he'll also take them away for a little bit because he's trying to learn other stuff. Dave is limited in how many songs he can really nail to a T in a tour. And that's why you really have these songs coming back. So I think what Dave does is what he's been doing. Oh, I haven't played Typical in a while. Oh, I haven't played, recently. But I know these songs, they're ingrained in me. I just need to practice for a little bit. So here's a time where Dave has 2 shows in a week, and then he has a half of a month plus off, right? Dave has a half month off. From October 15th until November 5th, he has time off. So I think what he can do is he brings JTR back because of the rain. That's the only reason. I think they have that in their pocket. They probably practice this once a week or once every 2 weeks in case there's rain, right? And that's kind of my explanation of why he can do that. He has a lot of these songs in rotation, right? There's been 18 Nancy's, right? 13 Sweets. These are highlights of the tour. The Nancy's, the Warehouse, right? We're at 21 Warehouses. Dave has done these mostly with the Woo, right? Stop Time intro with the Woo. Some of them he hasn't. I caught one where he didn't. I believe that was Guilford, New Hampshire, because he did it at Mansfield. He did the Woos at Mansfield. Then he did the newer intro in Guilford. But the thing is, the method of the madness, picking up on the data, this band can only max out a certain amount of songs in rotation, and everything else has to be used sparingly. And Say Goodbye, 5 of 5. And this is typical for Say Goodbye. It's a song where Jeff has to play the flute. Carter has his drum solo. Is Carter 100%? Is he ready? Well, tonight, hey, they're going to be going away for a bit, so Carter can kind of let loose, just like any kind of athlete who has, all right, this is their last game before All-Star break. All right, we got to get this win. Let me go hard, right? I'm a veteran who maybe not made the All-Star team. That player is going to go hard for the All-Star break, have that time to rest and rehab any injuries. Just like Carter, he's going to have to rest and rehab his hands. So I think that's the rhyme and reason on why songs like Typical Situation and Recently are played so sparingly. But then they can come back on a night like tonight. But this is why 2021 is an awesome tour. right? And here we go. Like I said, second performance is a typical situation and recently of this tour. Very special thing here. Now, what I want to do next is compare Orange Beach, Alabama 2018 to Rogers, Arkansas 21. Okay. So here's the thing. We're gonna look at these shows and then I'm gonna break down, you know, just how subtle things are. So this, let me give you some context. This Rogers, Arkansas show was rescheduled from May 27, 2018 to July 29th, 2018. Right? So this was a rescheduled show. And since it was rescheduled, I believe that was when they had a hurricane. I think there was like a tropical storm or something. Let me see. Yeah, Tropical Storm Alberto. Subtropical Storm Alberto. The venue is in contact with Orange Beach. And Orange Beach is on the Gulf Coast. So it's like the southernmost portion of Alabama. And this is an open air amphitheater. So it's postponed due to the impending severe weather, right? So this show, I was able to listen to this on Sirius XM Radio. Shout out to Ari and the DMB radio crew. This show was, you could just tell after a bunch of shows, this was going to be a tour break. So if we go to 2018, right? Orange Beach, Alabama was going to be 7/29, and they weren't going to be back until 8/24. Now, Dave and Tim did a children's golf benefit golf classic kickoff party. That doesn't count. But between 7/29, they almost had almost a month off. 7/29 to 8/24, right? They had all this time off, but the band was really mentally on their private jet already flying back home. They had a long tour. It was hot. This is middle of July in Arkansas, hot and humid. They had been playing all summer. We start off with One Sweet World and Stay or Leave, right? Very good songs. Then they go to Satellite. We get Again and Again, Crush, right? And I like Again and Again. Then they go to Samurai Clock, Louisiana Bayou, Sledgehammer. Come on, come on, don't drink the water, dig in a ditch, Warehouse, Can't Stop, You Might Die Trying, Here on Out, Every Day, Funny the Way It Is, Ants Marching. There's not one song in this set list that was really like, oh my gosh, that was like Dig in a Ditch is a good song, but it's not a slow, deep song or a high energy, rare song. There's nothing here, and Every Day was a rarity. But this is a set list that there's nothing that stands out. Yes, there's a Warehouse, but after it, there's not really much. You Might Die Trying is good, but where's that special song, right? Crush is a good song, but again, when Crush isn't surrounded by anything like crazy, and then here you go, Sister in the Shake Me Like a Monkey. They were literally mentally on that private jet. Yeah, Stupid Almanac. Yeah, so tonight was a great set, great show. This show was not. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs that were repeated from the last show. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs. Just had to double check that counting on my math. So here's what is missing. What is missing from this show is about 2 to 3 songs that are game breakers, that are, oh my gosh, they played that song. One Sweet World is a good opener, but Stay or Leave is a good song, but it doesn't pack the punch of some of the stuff we got tonight. So in 2018, this band kind of mailed in a show. It was uninspiring. It's not like that, like 99% of the songs are trash. You have an Ants Marching closer, just like tonight. But you really don't have anything that's special or stands out or that turns the tide of the show flow. It's a below average show with terrible encore. Let's look at tonight. This is tonight, right? And just for context, there were 18 One Sweet Worlds in 2018. You start off this show with JTR. Obviously, it's raining. They're going to do that because of the rain. It's only been played 3 times this tour. Same part of the country, middle of the South, the southwestern part of the South, right? Before you get to the Mountain West, right? Not a huge Dave Matthews Band haven of fans, just like Orange Beach, Alabama, right? A lot of people traveled originally to the show in May, and then they had to cancel. They had vacation. I remember seeing pictures of people sitting on the beach, in their beachfront hotels on May 27th, in that, just kind of sad and upset on social media. So you have same part of the country. This is a middle of the week show, and we get JTR and the Crash Into Me. Both of those songs have been played less than 5 times all tour. Look at those breaks. First time played since August. First time played since 9/4, but still, that's over a month, right? And only 4 of them played. And I believe that 9/4 one was that was at the Gorge, yeah. And that was Crash Into Me. That didn't have Stefan and Carter. So this is like a full band Crash Into Me. You get a Warehouse, right? And we had Warehouse here, right? You can see Warehouse. Song number 12, if you zoom in. Song number 12. But Warehouse, look at what it's surrounded by. Warehouse is surrounded by a Crash Into Me, and it's surrounded by Hello Again. 2 songs played less than 5 times all tour. After that, song placement matters. PMP into Rapunzel at the beginning of a set. That's awesome. That's awesome. Period. That's awesome. So we get an awesome PMP into Rapunzel, middle of the set. We get a Sweet. Now here's the context with Sweet. Played 13 times, but this is one of the crown jewels of 2021. What makes this so special? We have Buddy Strong on the keys. We have an awesome slower jam where Tim chills out for a little bit. Then he gets his moment to play his nice electric stuff in context with, okay, we've had all this nice, beautiful stuff first. Then he plays, and then he lets the keys come back in. Never overpowers anyone. Sweet is amazing this year. The live performance has improved. This is a song that has evolved, truly evolved into something special. We get these kind of bathroom break songs, 7 and You and Me. But here's the thing, 7's only been played 5 times this tour. Hasn't been overplayed. You and Me, M-E-H as I call it, You and Me, right? Okay, that's a clunker, but it's still a song that a lot of people like, especially people who got married to this song. So it is a special moment for people, even though I think the song is trash, right? When I get married, I'll back you up here on out. Those are the 2 songs I'm thinking about, not You and Me. Anyway, that's just me. That's me. Granny, only 10 grannies this tour, and an awesome song. Into Dancing Nancy's. Doesn't stop there. When the World Ends, right? Doesn't stop there. Say Goodbye. You can go to the bathroom during Louisiana Bayou, but you're down south. You're close to the bayou in Arkansas, the land of the Ozarks. And so, okay, I understand that. And then, oh, by the way, if you went to the bathroom during Bayou, in between Say Goodbye and Say Goodbye is a typical situation sandwich. So Bayou is surrounded by solid songs. Solid songs. Say Goodbye in typical situation. Boom. Hasn't been played since July 28th, as I mentioned earlier. Then you get a So Damn Lucky. Yes, so blessed to have this show, despite the rain, be played. And then you end with Ants Marching, right? And as I think Connor said at the beginning, we'd probably get, right? He says we'd probably get Windows and Shaking Like a Monkey. Fans didn't miss a lot, right? Who knows? But at the end of the day, that's a solid main set, much better than the one in Orange Beach. Thank you, John, you always do this. Every day an Ants cut from the main set. Are you talking about? Are you sure, John? That was maybe, I don't know if you meant another show. And so Kaiju Baby says, I dig Louisiana Bayou this year. Actually, you know what? It wasn't as bad when I heard it at the Gorge. It wasn't as bad as previous years, and Robert Randolph was on there. It is. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh, you thought Ants wasn't playing. No worry. So every day was cut. Makes sense. Every day is a kind of stretch out song. It is a highlight of some people's night, but it was cut. They made the right decision. But this is such a great set. It's such a great set. And again, it has its you and me's, it has its sevens, it has its Louisiana Bayous, which again, at the show, these are songs people like. Whether they know the song and they're this first show, whether they know that, whether they don't know the song and it's their first show, whether they know the song and it's their first show, whether it's their 15th show, but it was their wedding song. You and Me is popular. Seven is a high energy song. I'm always tough. And I actually like the studio version of it. I just think that getting it so much live in the early parts of my touring, I got sick of it. So that's how I felt. Seven is, it is a unique song, and I think the studio version is amazing. Live, I don't really care for it. So again, a solid set. And when we look at the show flow of songs, we get 4 Under the Table and Dreaming, 2 Crash, 2 Before These Crowded Streets, 2 Stand Up, 2 Big Whiskey, 1 Remember Two Things, 1 Everything, 1 Miscellaneous, 1 Unreleased, 1 Some Devil, 1 Away from the World. I also love how there's no Come Tomorrow. The shows without Come Tomorrow are some heck of shows. And I love Virginia in the Rain. I love Black and Bluebird. I love Again and Again. But the shows without Come Tomorrow are better. Look at this. Now let's take a look. I wonder how many Come Tomorrow songs we have. Oh, 5? Oh, I'm sorry. 5 Come Tomorrow songs? And you wonder what's the difference between this show and this show. Right there. 5 Come Tomorrow. You take 5 of those, you take that down to 0, and you spread them out. You give some to Busted Stuff, or you give some to Before These Crowded Streets, so there's a little more, and you give just a little bit more love. Spread those 5 out. Again, this is Orange, Alabama. When you spread those out, it makes the show better. And I love Here on Out. I love Again and Again, but I'd rather just have nothing from Come Tomorrow. Right? Boom. There we go. Let's see if let me see if Sam I Am. Okay, so let's we're gonna look at this. Okay, so this is Sam I Am. Shout out to him on Twitter. Let's zoom into this. All right, so this is what Sam I Am is saying from the show. Hello Again and Ants were the highlights for me personally. Every song sounded great though. So that's his 2 that stand out to him is Hello Again and Ants. So that's awesome, right? He goes to this show. He's probably not expecting to get those songs. He's probably hoping, right? But you get both of those songs in the middle of the week show. That's awesome. And to me, this is a set that rivals. I mean, this is one of the best midweek shows set-wise that we've gotten. Obviously, there's a couple I think you could say better, possibly. But this is awesome. Again, this JTR opener. There's a thin line between what I think is an awesome show for this current era of the band and what I think is a trash show like this show. It's a thin line, right? One Sweet World is not a bad opener, but JTR being an opener takes it up. And when you look at One Sweet World, it was played 3 shows ago, this show. I mean, that tour in 18, where when you look in 21, boom, 28. 28 shows since it was played, right? And then when you get a Say Goodbye, right, versus an Everyday, which they cut today, right? When you get a Hello Again versus a Samurai Cop, or Sledgehammer. We don't need this other thing too. I'm sorry, Dave. We don't need you to cover other people's music. I love Sledgehammer. I'm a huge Peter Gabriel fan. Live in Athens 87 is one of my favorite live albums of all time. When Sledgehammer is played live, I've been known to dance. I don't just sit there and go, huh. But when I'm talking about what I would want from this band, let them pick the songs, but I would rather have them play Dave Matthews Band songs, right? That's one of the reasons I'm hesitant to see Zac Brown Band. I know they put on a great show, but all they do is cover like 5 or 6 songs. I want to hear your music if you're a big shot. Now, we started off here with your boy Conserviz 34 playing, right? Right. This is some video of me playing. This is back in 2013, right? But I'm not a superstar artist, right? That's why I'm covering a great like Dave Matthews. And you see your boy playing over there, the Tempars, right? Yeah. You see your boy right there. That's back in 2013. I was a baby. Little feet, little hands, little baby. I was 20. I was 23. No, I was 22. My friend Pete, though, here's the thing. He was singing this song. He was 23. 23. Yeah, he was 23. That's funny, though. Anyway, but the point is, I'm covering this because I am not the legend and artist that Dave Matthews is. I wrote a couple cool poems and whatever. But Dave, we don't need covers. Now, I think they're doing a great job of not doing too many covers this tour. They're doing a great job, and the covers they're doing, half of them are tributes to the Rolling Stones. Right? A lot of the other ones were played during the Gorge where they didn't have a lot of material that everyone knew, as far as Tony and some of the other people filling in, Elijah, and then you had Buddy playing the drums. But it's just the little things. I know he's not going to play Little Thing into The Last Stop, into Break Free, into Shotgun, into the Prelude to Grace. I know that's not into Build You a House, into People. That's not going to be the show. But what gets me so excited is when I see people like Sam. He gets Hello Again. He gets Ants. And it's Ants, but they're so much happier. They're doing things so great, right? They finally got this thing nailed down. They've done great since 2018. Don't get me wrong. But they've got this thing nailed down. And that's what makes me excited. That's why it's 12:22 a.m. I got work tomorrow, but I'm streaming right now because this is what this band can do when they really just make a couple tweaks. I will never doubt their energy. I will never doubt their love to be on stage. But when they take the covers out, when they take Come Tomorrow out, right? And we get all this stuff, when they have a JTR opener acknowledging the rain, right? When you get a sandwich, a Louisiana Bayou sandwich, where you have Say Goodbye on one side of it, in typical situation as the bottom loaf, and you put some butter in between, and that Bayou tastes a lot better, doesn't it? Right? When you have 3 songs that haven't been played since July, typical situation, recently, Hello Again, that's dope. That is dope. And that's why, again, I just can't say enough about how much I love what this band's doing. Now, DMB 21 tour, our next stop is Columbus, Ohio. So we'll be there next. And I'm hoping to get someone ready for that show. If you are going, let me know. We're going to get Jessica F. I just messaged her back today. She was at Blossom and wasn't able to get on, but hopefully we can get her down. Alan, I may hit him up to get his opinion. Alan was on for that Blossom show. That was one of my highest viewed shows. Thank you guys for tuning in from Ohio. I'm sure it was a lot of local fans that just wanted to check this out. They were searching for videos. Thank you for the support, Columbus, Ohio, Cuyahoga County, everyone who tuned into that show. And then we have Grand Rapids, Michigan. So let's zoom in right here. So we have this show on the 5th, November 5th. We have Columbus. November 6th, we're in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And then November 8th and 9th, your boy Concertviz 34 will be at those shows on the 8th and the 9th. We got New York Night 1, November 12th. That's a Friday. Saturday the 13th, your boy Concertviz will be there. And that's where we're at. There's been rumors going on, and we'll see what happens about them extending this tour into November, later in November and possibly December. Charlottesville, maybe Philly, maybe we'll see. But they have two tour stops. Actually, you can say three: Columbus, Mohegan, and New York that were on the 18 winter tour. Do they do Albany as well? Do they do Albany? We don't know. We'll have to see what they do. Do they do Southern New Hampshire? Southern New Hampshire University there. There's a so I think that's in Manchester. Yeah, Southern New Hampshire University. In Manchester, do they do that? We'll see. Do they do Boston, the TD Garden? Right, we'll see. But right now, New York's the last stop. Mohegan is kind of that second to last 2-night stand, and we have Columbus and Grand Rapids as other shows. I would just say this too. I know someone asked this. Someone says, should we go to Grand Rapids? If you were in Clarkson, Michigan, if you were at that show at Pine Knob, as they call it, that show was probably one of the worst midweek shows, in my opinion. And that's listening to stuff from it and seeing the set. Just because it was there's always going to be a worse show or a lower rated show. If you can get the Grand Rapids a little further west of the greater Detroit area, out there more in the country of Michigan, go to that show. It's an arena show. It's an intimate arena. And I guarantee you're going to get a better show than you got at Pine Knob. Unless you like all the mediocre stuff. I guarantee it. So I would say if you have a chance to get out to there, check out, try to get tickets on the forums, try to get tickets on the main site, or try to get tickets on StubHub or the secondary sites there. Because I think that'll be a show there's no, without a doubt, it only could go up from Pine Knob, aka Clarkson, Michigan. But again, I'll be at the Mohegan shows. Let me know if you'll be there. You stop by and say hi during the show. Or before the show or after the show. I may have to jet after the show out. I can probably stay for 30, 45 minutes. May have to leave after that. But thank you guys for watching. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up if you want to support the channel. Help me to upgrade some of the stuff. Help me to upgrade. The main thing too is I'm looking to upgrade my camera for the live shows. I did upgrade it a couple years ago, but that camera's starting to give out. Digital cameras aren't made like they used to be. They kind of fizzle out easier because it's not as much of a need with the cell phone. Either you get your professional or you get the phone. So, but I'm going to be looking to get a higher quality one to give you some better video. So hit me up the Cash App, Concertviz34, if you feel inclined to donate to the cause. All that money will go directly to upgrading the quality of the videos you get from the shows, upgrading the quality of these streams. But thank you guys for watching. And let me see if we got. Oh, you guys got Gray Street. So K-Drew Basement, Tony said, yeah, you got Gray Street with the third verse. Yeah. And that's every Gray Street this year is just amazing, without a doubt, because of that third verse, the extra emotion in that with the third verse. Yeah, but it was just it was an okay show there, especially compared to the rest of the tour. If we go back to that Clarkson. Where is it? DTE. Yeah, I mean, this show, they liberated Spaceman. Cool, whatever. It was all right. But yeah, you had Jimmy Thing singing from the Rundos, PNP Rapunzel. I mean, you did have a Seek Up, but again, there wasn't really like a crazy snap. They played this. The Gray Street ending out though, that's dope. That is dope. But the Liberation, did we need Spaceman back? Not really. you guys did get Ocean and the Butterfly, which looking back at it and hearing it at the Gorge, that is an awesome song. It is an awesome song. Walk Around the Moon is an awesome song, but you guys did get a Rhyme and Reason, a 2, but still, I mean, I felt like this was just, you needed like 1 or 2 more like, oh snap moments, and it would have been above average of what you get during the week. That Jimmy thing takes up a lot of time, space between, did we need that now? But still, I think you go to Grand Rapids, you're going to get a better show. But thank you guys again for your support. Like I said, hit the Cash App up, hit the like button. If you like, please, if everyone who's watching this show hits the like button, it looks like there's 3 people on. If you hit that like button right now, please, it'll help me get more exposure. That's what this channel is about. I'm just trying to expand out into the universe. I'm not, was it the show? Oh, you'll be at Grand Rapids. Okay, maybe we'll have you call in after the show for that. Well, just so you can get some reaction, or just come in the chat after. But this channel right now is not monetized. So the likes, all that stuff I'm talking about, the comments, it's just to help get more exposure. That's what this is about, to get more people in this conversation, to connect with fans who may not know about me, to get this to more eyes, and to expand this universe, to have you guys create a lot of what we talk about. When you guys are at the show, you're giving us live feedback. And I think that's the best thing about what I'm doing in 2021, and what I appreciate about a lot of you guys, Jessica, Aria, John, John D, just so many people who have taken time. Alan Thompson, who has just been a great friend. Shout out to Alan, always sending us his set list picks on Twitter, and has a lot of knowledge about music in general, has a great ear for listening to the music, seeing what's going on. Hit Alan Thompson, aka Talking Tunes, aka Nacho. Just some great people that we've been able to have on. You guys make the show special, because without your live reaction from the show, we don't really have much to really go from, because we were not there. We're watching this from afar. Sometimes we listen on Sirius XM, but again, this is really about the people. But that's all I have for this show. Like I said, we'll see you guys November 5th. I may be on, check on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, ConcertViz34. I may do a show sometime this weekend or in the next weekend, just to kind of talk about stuff. Just so we can have some nice conversations, and because we have a whole half month here. The next time I will be reviewing a show, your boy ConcertViz34 will have a birthday that I would have passed on October 21st. We'll be 31 years old. Getting further into the 30s. But thank you guys again for all you do. And with that, I'm out.